Guys from Seaside. Nice job. That's Bob Mathis blowing the saxophone. That's Harley there on the bass. That is Jerry on the drums. And that is Max on the Paul Lloyd Warner piano. Great job. And good morning, Seaside. Woo! How fun it is to see your faces. It's just, it's a joy to be back, that's for sure. Hey, I see Tracy waving. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. My goodness, 29. Again, how nice. That is good. So, hey, we're going to get to putting our announcements back at the front end of the service today because going forward, because I think putting them in the middle kind of broke it up a little bit. So here I am. I'm just your basic announcer. And but who better than to share with you the happenings at Seaside? And the first big happening is Happy Father's Day to all you dads that are here today. Hey, woo! That's great that you have chosen to be with Seaside today. That is fabulous. So what I thought I would do about announcements is that I would have you take a look at our website because you can find all these things on our website as well as the Friday mailing I send out to you. But you go to our website and then you click on, and this would be one of the first pages you could click on, and this is about where you go to check in. So on Sunday morning, like right now, everybody who's at home and everybody who's here, you pull out your phone where they used to say put it away. We say pull it out now and check in. So you can check in on Facebook, you can check in on Instagram, Meetup, YouTube, and so people can watch us on any of those platforms, I guess. Maybe not, well, I'm wrong. YouTube and Facebook. And our own platform, of course. But anyway, our website, here you go. Next Sunday after the service, our kids, what's going to be happening is our children are going to be getting back in the junior church again. So very excited. We're alive, we're awake, we're opening up. And next Sunday after the service, the parents are getting together to talk about it, to share their ideas. And anybody who might be interested in, helping do an hour, once a month or something, we could definitely use you. Because we're looking at opening up for our children on July 11th, because I'm figuring most of them on the 4th are going to be out with mom and dad somewhere. Wellness Visitors meeting on Mondays, and then you can just go to the next page and you would find, well, we're already in there, Marv. That's the front page, but you could go, there's a part that says more, that tells you about all these different things that are inside the website you can take a look at. So the more page is interesting. And one of the pages we have is for the LGBTQ plus. It's our connection group. And just to honor this Pride Month, it says, Seaside is an intentionally inclusive spiritual community welcoming all of the diverse expressions of the human experience. We stand as allies to the lesbian, the gay, the bisexual, transgender, queer, and non-binary members of the human family. And we are committed unconditional love, acceptance, and support, and we envision a world that works for everyone. So we've got that up there. Actually, I think we've just put in my statement that's even a little different than that on our page. But anyway, sisters are up and at it. They are celebrating the solstice today. Tomorrow, the days are starting to get shorter already. How's that possible? Oh, my goodness. But to celebrate the solstice, the sisters are getting together tomorrow evening. The sound meditation, they're sold out, and but I don't know. They're sold out. That's all. I actually wasn't even supposed to push that. But they've got, this is what is open, and that has to do with a wonderful retreat that's going on July 10th. It's an all-day retreat. You should take a look at what's coming here. So, you know what, Michaela? I just like a major announcement, but now that you're here, you want to come on up here. Marv, you want to back up to that junior church page I went through already. And this is the real deal. I told them about, you go ahead, you tell them. Yes, right there's the perfect microphone. And Rena's your board president.
Hello, I am McKenna, and I am here to say that we are starting up the Youth and Family Program again soon. If you want to come, we are meeting at the park next Sunday after the 11 o'clock service to discuss our ideas. I hope you can come.
Whoa, that is
what a star you are! That is fabulous. So, I even shared that if anybody's interested in
being a teacher for an hour, that they could come and be part of it. And also said the 11th will be the first day you're actually going to be meeting up on the hill again in person. So we're very excited, and that is why we're doing it. You saw just a superstar right there and Michaela. So that's great. Hey, classes, how to be a masterful manifester. If you're interested on being able to create what you want in your life, quick. 3-week class, slam dunk. Tuesday nights, it's actually 6:30 to 8. It says 8:30. It's actually $60 if you signed up in advance, not $75. We'll get that straightened up. So I'm just giving you guys the inside break and the key to all that. Reverend Debbie's going to be doing, actually it's 3 modern day music you're going to be getting, and the bodyguard. And then we got the science class with Christina coming up. And Jennifer's soul collage workup's fascinating. She gets you in touch with your archetype, and then she has you like treasure map it and collage it out. So that'll be a fascinating class for sure. Wednesday night services right on the Facebook Live or our platform. 7 o'clock this week. It's going to be
Dr. Christina, and I'm going to tell you about this one in a moment. But now we're going back to where we would start things.
With the wonderful Rebecca Jade calling us to worship. Rebecca.
Good morning, Seaside. So wonderful to see all your faces. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is love, holy, holy. All grace, holy, holy. All grace, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is grace, holy, holy.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so
Rebecca.
much. I mentioned a couple weeks back that I did I was going to be doing a brunch concert series, and that actually was yesterday. And prepping for all that ended up being a sold-out show. I'm so grateful, and it was a wonderful turnout. It was a lot of fun. And
Oh, good.
yeah. It was
And were the crowds out?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
It was in Newport Beach.
Oh, yeah,
and
that little beach up there,
Yeah,
yeah.
little beach with a lot of. And I was heading, as I was leaving and driving back down the coast, there were so many people.
Oh, man, that was out. The empty freeway days are gone.
Yeah,
that's tough.
pretty
That's for
much,
sure.
But it's all good.
Hey, we had a big thing come down this week, a federal holiday, Juneteenth, and it is
Yes.
it's about time. You know, it's
Yes.
It's something that has been celebrated June 19th for the last 156 years in Texas. You know, they would break into jubilation. You know, it was kind of known as Jubilee Day or
Right.
Emancipation Day or Freedom Day, and it was 1865, June 19th, when General Granger came in and established the freedom of slavery, which Lincoln had made the proclamation 2.5 years earlier, you know,
Right.
in 63. It took 2.5 years for it to get to Texas, and actually took a few more months, the 13th Amendment, before things really. But Texas has been celebrating it every year since. It actually became a state holiday in
Yes.
1880, and it's just, it's crazy what had to go through, but it becoming federal. I mean, it's like a statement, say, wow, look at the mistakes, the atrocity, the pains. that is part of our history.
Yeah, yeah. And it's important that it's, the beauty of that, I know we still have a long way to go, but the importance of that, in my opinion, I'm just saying opinion, is that, maybe some people don't know about Juneteenth, and now hopefully you're going to inquire about it. So if you just don't know, please look it up. Look at the importance of it. It is part of American history. So we need to know it and just continue to grow and evolve and love each other.
That's right.
And keep going at that rate.
I was one of those, I have to admit, last year I was pretty ignorant about Juneteenth, and I was told to go look it up, and I was just blown away. And at that time, the history of the Tulsa Massacre came out, that, and we buried history, and I think part of the value of knowing history is so we don't repeat it.
That's right.
And we have a declaration that says, that we're all equal, that we have these inalienable rights of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. But what I'm reminded by history and this declaration is that each generation has to claim it, because, the old can raise its head. And so I want to share something Barack Obama wrote about this. And he said that Juneteenth has never been a celebration of victory or an acceptance of the way things are. It's a celebration of progress. It's an affirmation that despite the most painful parts of our history, change is possible, and there's still so much more work to do. We still got work, each generation, and I know we're in a time where people are saying enough of the brutality of Black Lives Matter has been an important part to keep things in front of us, and all of us have to do our part. I stand up here, I share ideas. The video you made that's up for the best video of San Diego, the music awards want to honor you for the best song, and I want to, it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so you still have a week to vote on your best.
Till June 30th. So,
June 30th.
Yes.
So what I want to do is, here's a courageous individual who's taken his stances, shared his story in song. It's 4 to 5 minutes, so I want to encourage you to just relax, let go. And Marv, let's play this whole thing. Rebecca deserves this, and so does the message. And afterwards, Sharon will be our practitioner.
Wolves on the hunt, they got a taste for blood. White bread, well-fed, white-collared job. My privileges don't make me bad. I heard that from the flock. Dark days, red flames, burned by a case of the blues. Tell me why the beautiful skin I'm in is some kind of threat to you. The country's being run by bad wolves on the hunt. They got a taste for blood. Bad wolves on the hunt. Bad wolves dressed like sheep in a cover of white. Bad wolves dressed like me. Don't even wait for the cover of night. For justice, but police bring the fight. Already tried to take a knee. You said don't kneel on me, as you were kneeling on me. We take to the streets, we plead with police. The black on our ballots is just invisible ink. Will we be seen as one of you, or just be seen through your point of view? The country's being run by bad wolves on the hunt. They got a taste for blood. Bad wolves on the hunt. Bad wolves dressed like sheep in a cover of white. Bad wolves dressed like me. I see your dark truth coming to light.
pray, post it and share.
That's right.
Turn your anger into art, hold your sign in the air. Call out the wolves, be an ally.
Be an ally.
Don't let your own wool cover your eyes.
To the sheep who stay silent at the back of the pack. When the wolves turn around, who will have your back? If you only count yourself, you're already asleep. The moral of the story, don't be a sheep. Run it with the bird.
I feel like the world gone mad, feeling like a good girl gone bad. I grab my balls when I give my word, cause that's all I have. They say I'm crazy, that shit don't faze me. Been around the world and I swear your girl's seen a lot of shit that made me mad. I'm an angry black woman cause I want my restitution, and I wanna see my people start a revolution. I'm all about peace, but disturb my peace, I'ma grab my piece and get to shooting. Fuck looking for a resolution, back me in a corner, Chris Dorner, it's an execution. I take a knee, peace believe, but when they take a knee on me, I can't breathe.
Bad wolves on the hunt. They got a taste for blood.
Got a taste for blood.
Bad wolves on the hunt.
On the hunt, yeah. Oh yeah.
Bad wolves dressed like a sheep in the cover of white.
In the cover of white.
Bad wolves dressed like me.
Yeah, yeah. I see a dark truth coming to light.
Isn't that so powerful? Just take a nice deep breath in and just process that. Amazing. So, my name is Sharon Ray De Leon. I'm a master practitioner here, and it's just my honor to be a part of the ecclesiastical team here with all the ministers and I think 45 or more practitioners here that we pray every day. And in that praying, we hold the light. What we call hold the light is which is really just holding the high watch for each and every one of us. And so you're never alone. There's always somebody holding that high watch for you, whether you put a prayer request in or you're just part of this community. We hold the truth. And so I'm going to light a candle here so it represents that I will be in the back holding the light for this service and holding the high watch for you all. And then please join me into the stillness. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made. I rejoice in its wholeness, its perfection, its beauty, its power, its peace, and its infinite potentiality. I rejoice knowing that everything that I need and everything that you need has already been called forward. For I know that it is Spirit's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. So the activity that takes place right here, right now, is the greater ability to receive it and to allow it. So I open to this day. I open to this divine appointment of this service. I open to each word and the energy of Reverend Christian as he speaks to us today, that he is that divine conduit, that clear vessel through which Spirit moves through so powerfully and magnificently as him. I open to every note that's played, every melody that is sung. I just open to that which is good. And I let go of any worry, any disappointment, any angst, for I step into the good. I rejoice, for this is the day that God hath made.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
Thank you, Rebecca. Sharon Ray, back in our prayer center, holding that light. Thank you for casting a wonderful tone for this morning. Max, always there for us. Perfect timing. Your nuances they're missed if you're not here. So I just love how tight you are with everything. Hey, this is where I asked somebody to come do a reading, and today being Father's Day, there's no one I could imagine asking more than my beloved partner, and I could hardly imagine anything better than Callie being my life partner, other than you being our son Trevor's mother. And so I asked her to do a reading. She told me she couldn't find one. This morning I discovered she actually wrote her own for me. So, morning.
Good morning. Yes, indeed. How nice to see you all in faces. Our son, Trevor, of very few words, said to me, "Mom, the virus will go away. No more mask, just faces." So how nice to see your faces and smiles. So when he did ask me, and I realized it was Father's Day, intuitively I had an idea that what a great opportunity to honor this amazing father. And then I thought, I had this doubt, and I thought, well, maybe it's not appropriate. And then I came across this quote to affirm it, and that it was appropriate, and this is by Temple Grandin. "It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a child with autism to raise the consciousness of that village." So I hope you'll indulge me. So I wrote this poem actually inspired by the video that's going to follow it. And it's inspired by one of Christian and Trevor's many walks together And it's a tribute not only to Christian, but also all the other special needs dads. And the song that is in the video was written by Jamie Lula, who also did the music for his son. So this is called When You Walk With Me. When you need a safe place to land, I will take you by the hand. When you have a need to know, I will take your hand and guide you as you grow. When your frustration turns to tears, have no fear, I will be here. When you have so many things to learn and don't fully understand, I will walk alongside you until you can. When you don't yet know how to stay safe, I will hold your hand and take you to our special place. When the world gets too trying and you feel like crying, I will stand by you. When simple things seem too unclear to make a choice, I will help you find your words and your voice. When people in the world feel unkind, I will be right beside you every time. When you face the tough things that come so easy to some, I will proudly watch you overcome until eventually you get it done. When your goals seem too hard to achieve, I will be beside you and teach you how to believe. When you have doubt, know this for sure. I will be true to the promise I have made to Spirit who entrusted us with you, and always live in grace and gratitude for the gift to be a father to you. I love you.
As we step out of where we come from, walking tall in who we've become, being seen for all that we are is just one part of our love. I see you and you see me, we welcome each other to our destiny. All that we're here to express, nothing less, we're here to share our brilliance. I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. Safe place to land. I'll be your safe place to land. So we're walking through our new garden that we came here to cultivate, out of seeds that we planted long ago, through the winds of change and fate. I see you and you see me, we welcome each other to our destiny. All that we're here to express, nothing less, we're here to share our brilliance. Yeah, I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. Safe place to land.
I've jumped out of airplanes. I've skied glaciers. I've ridden big waves in Hawaii. I've talked around the world, even to the United Nations, and none of it means anything compared to being Trevor's dad. Thank you for making that possible. Rebecca, save me, please.
I got you. I got
Okay.
you. Hey. Good morning, Seaside. A lot of emotions going on today. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's okay to sit in that and feel that. Juneteenth, Father's Day. Thank you for playing the video. I really, really appreciate that. And I wanted to, before I introduce our guest artist, I did want to say there was a huge team involved in that. So I certainly cannot take credit. I was asked to be a part of that, and I really want to give credit to Veronica May, who she's actually the person who spawned the idea. She was very moved by certain things that were happening at the time. So I certainly cannot take credit. So I have to say that way my conscience is clear. But anyway, I wanted to get back to it and say we have a wonderful, wonderful guest artist today. We love her so much. She comes to be here with us all the way from Los Angeles. She's been a guest artist and a family, basically Seaside family, for many years. And we're just so grateful that she's here. She's an incredible singer, songwriter. She'll tell you more. She just got, I don't want to say it wrong, but she's a playwright. She's just got so much going on, and we're so blessed to have her here with us at Seaside. So let's give her a warm, warm welcome. Margaret Owens, everybody.
Hello. It's good to see you all again. Ready, Max? I stand in the silence, deafened by the echoes of the truth that flow from this knowing, a collection of the evidence and trust in creation as itself through me aligns, to know that my wanting more is selfishly divine. I am seeking my good and my
is just powerful. Look at that, well done. Anna Curtis
Hopkins, known for Good Is My God. And she was Ernest Holmes' teacher, and she was just jumping up and down in the bleachers in heaven going, yeah, go girl. That was fabulous. Oh my, that was good. And nice job kicking in there, Rebecca. That's good. All right. Hey, this morning's message is push into purpose. Notice the lawnmower. Jennifer, who created this slide, said, notice guys push the lawnmower. It's like, is this a little subjective work you're pushing me into? But anyway, a very clever analogy. So he pushed into the purpose. And really what it's about for me this morning's message is about the difficulties and the challenges that we face in our life. Is actually pushing us into our good, which is into our God, and what we want to do is to seek that. And I've got to tell you, over the years, over the decades, as people have come through the doors here at Seaside, so often they have poured in here looking for relief from pain with, in their bodies or in their emotional bodies or in the relationships or in finances, and they seem to find it. So many stories. We get prayer requests after prayer requests. They pour in here through the course of the week, and we hear stories after stories about amazing healings. And the healings often will look different than this is what I want, but what unfolds here is profound, it is deep, because to get a healing on the physical level without having the internal change as well, it's not going to sustain it itself. And so one of the questions that I like to ask somebody is, so now what are you going to do with your life now that you're healed? It's like, what are you going to do with your life now that it's okay? You don't have that story. You don't have that pain going on. What are you going to do with your life now that you are healed? Because what it looks like is you've got to step out of what you've been doing oftentimes. It's like it could look like some more work. It's not always as what it was or had been, and you got to be willing to step into it. I like what Jerry Steinfeld, he said about Amazon. He said, I love Amazon's one-click ordering because if it takes 2 clicks, I don't want it anymore. It's like too much work, forget it. And that is one of the things that has happened to us in life is that we have become okay with our story or where it is. And sometimes we just need to be squeezed out into our greater purpose. And that looks like maybe a door closing. But not all doors that close are bad. Not all people who walk away, is it a tragedy? It could just be that push that is necessary for you to step into the greater possibility. You got to be pushed into your potential, pushed into your possibility, because if you're comfortable just hanging out, who wants to, stretch? I mean, if you're comfortable, why are you going to make yourself uncomfortable? Yeah? That's like, I don't know if I want to do this kind of thing. And so a lot of times we need to be pushed. And I can remember my dad teaching me to learn to ride a bike. And I'm sure it took a lot of patience because it took me a long time. I was a late learner when it came to riding a bike. I don't think my balance or dexterity was quite as sharp as the other kids in the neighborhood because by the age of 7, my buddies were already riding through the neighborhood and there was Christian not able to hop on his bike. And in my day, 7-year-olds could ride through a neighborhood and not worry about, there was no worry about anything. It was just fine. And so my dad would take me down to the sidewalk at Colfax Elementary and help me. And finally, I guess he just had it. And he said, okay, Christian, when you learn to ride your bike, I'll take you to Disneyland. Do you know that afternoon I learned to ride my bike? It was like, whoa, there was something. But my dad knew the joy of riding my bike and continued to push me. And so I would not miss out on that joy and that freedom and that exhilaration, that rite of passage a guy gets when he gets on his bike and rides away free for the first time. He wasn't going to deny that to me. And I'll tell you, spirit or life knows what is on the other side of that door or what is on the other side of your pain and is pushing you into a greater purpose. Says, hey, you have freedoms on the other side. You've got to be willing to go for it and not get discouraged and not give up and not say, oh, this is the end of the world, but recognize what am I being pushed into that is greater than this constraint and this difficulty and this challenge that is before me. Because there is something that is greater that I've yet to know. And Spirit knows what it is, and it's pushing us. That is that Father energy that is showing up in our life. And that as we say, okay, I'm going to surrender here. I'm not quite sure. And when we surrender, sometimes we'll find that life will just saute us and slice us and dice us and put us through all sorts of rigmarole like I would never have wanted as part of my path. But at the end, it's kind of astonishing as how good it tastes. Wow, curry, teriyaki, whatever the flavor is that it went through. But what happened is that we got caught up in the artistic frenzy. We got caught up in the creative process. We got caught up with the co-creator of the universe. You got to expect it's going to challenge you, stretch you, try to put you on the bike. But it is necessary for you to get this level, for you to move on to the next level. If you want to learn to ride a motorcycle, you got to learn to ride the bicycle first. If you want to move into that next level, you've got to go through second grade to get to third grade. And this push is pushing us there. And all of a sudden, it may look like I'm in the deep end and I don't know what to do, but I learned to swim. I learned to trust. With my dad, what I learned from that experience that has lasted me is that he had faith in me to learn. And what I got out of that is I learned to have faith in myself, that I am able to. So when I am getting sauteed, sliced, and diced up, I can begin to believe that there's something more that is seeking to emerge here, that it is not the end of the world, that I am going to come through it, even if we have all our ducks in order. See, that's the thing, is life's going to take our script and just kind of throw it out sometimes. It says, hey, I got your intention, Christian. I know where you're going. Now let me get rid of that. And it's going to bring up all my wounds in the process. But they're being brought up to heal. Not to say, look at what's going on. They're brought up, my pains are brought up in order to heal them. And so as I go on this process in my life, and I've got this plan, it's my purpose. But all of a sudden, Spirit has taken my plan that I have put in the time. I've done the visioning. I've done the treasure map. I've got my 5 to 10 year plan written down. I've paid the psychics the big bucks to tell me every minute detail of it. And then Spirit takes it and just throws it out. And it's as if life comes in with lots of mud all over its army boots and tromps all over my vision of selling my novel or my book to the publisher, or your best client runs off with somebody else. And in that moment, it's like, I'm out of here. I just want to go join a cult. Or I'm going to take up a new sport like drinking, or maybe run off with that cutie behind the counter, or just find a nice abandoned blue grotto and take a nap for 100 years or something, and wake up on the other side and to have it be all okay. We've got to learn to trust. Spirit believes in you, which is why you're being encouraged to learn to ride this bike, because I know the good that's waiting for you on the other side. This is why all of a sudden you're getting this little push, because I've become comfortable just kind of hanging out and doing my solo thing or whatever it is I'm doing. I've got to sometimes be pushed beyond the comfort zone so I can get pushed into my purpose and the passion for which I have been. I'm being given another chance here. W.C. Fields, I got a kick out of something he said. If I had my life to live over, I would live over a saloon. You are being given an opportunity to step into a new state of being. And we are too, as a community. We are entering a new phase energetically, if you would. We have gone through a lot of pain, and we're tired of the pain, and we're tired of the fear, and we're exhausted by just having to go through this time in which we have been seduced and magnetized by bad news, and it's okay to look at bad news, but you don't want to get lost there. What you want to do is to find some good news, some positive news, which is why I have done my best throughout this time to stand and hold the light and share the possibilities and the wholeness and the healing that is an option and a possibility. And I'll tell you, I've taken heat. I've had people, you're not taking things seriously. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to minister, you don't want to minister who you can seduce into believing the pain and the sickness and the challenges, what is real. You want somebody to stand in the midst of the darkness and be the light, to hold out the greater possibility. Doing that, it's time to find a new one. Because there are pains in this world. It's called the human experience, but there is something greater. That is the presence of God. And when you are being constrained and squeezed and pushed, it is time to step into it and allow yourself to go through the birthing process, because we discovered how easy it is to get us to fight each other, our brothers and our sisters and our friends. But I'll tell you, there is this new energetic of coming together. It's collaboration, it's communication. We are tired. Our body can only take so much fear for so long, and we are done with that. And we are rising. We are being pushed into a sense of coming together. We have done this solo thing long enough. Now it's time to bring our gifts back to the tribe. This is what I've learned. This is the depth I've discovered. This has been my walk with the presence, and this is what I have to bring. And I'm not quite sure how to share it yet, but I have changed. There's something inside of me that's different than it was a year and a half ago. I've been pushed through the birth canal. And I got to tell you that, when Spirit's pushing you, you know it's time to go. Because when a woman goes into labor, the doctor doesn't say, oh, push whenever you want. It's up to you. No, it says, now push. Now is the time. And if you find yourself being pushed, you can be excited, because what is happening is it's time. It is time for the healing, the newness, the new life, the new possibility. You can be not discouraged, but encouraged by being pushed by the presence of God. That child that's in the womb is pretty content. Why would that kid want to come into this world? I mean, it's perfect room temperature, climate control is down, room service, or should I say womb service, is being delivered, food. Yeah, it's time to go. I don't think so. I'm good here. Leave me alone. It's like, boom, and comes trauma. Oh, my goodness. Coming through and showing up in this world, it's like, Mom, what'd I do? Do you hate me? Don't you love me anymore? What happened here? You pushed me through into this world. And this kid, man, it is awkward. And that's what I want us to get. We may be being a little awkward as we are stepping out at this time. I mean, I've seen some oddity out there, but it's only because probably most of us are a little odd at this time. There's a little trepidation going on. I was with people yesterday having a lot of anxiety being around other people. There's vulnerability, trepidation, hesitation, and that's all beautiful. We want to be gentle with this new expression of our being that is stepping out into this life. We are this new birthing. We're not who we were when we went in a year and a half ago. We have gone on an incredible journey solo, and we're bringing it back. I mean, that's Joseph Campbell. He mapped out the hero's journey, right? You go out on your own, and you challenge, you meet the challenge, and you come back with the gift for your tribe, for your community, what it is you learned. And it is in this contribution that you become that difference maker, and you don't need to make others wrong if they don't believe you or if they don't think like you, right? If you're on that holistic path, you don't attack those of the allopathic pathway. That's what's working for them. Or if you're promoting vegetarianism, you don't slam meat eaters or producers. If you are advancing racial and gender equality, you don't attack those who aren't there yet. I mean, that's almost like an oxymoron, right? Attacking that because you don't like being attacked. You do that. Confucius said you might as well, if you're going for revenge, dig 2 graves before you even start. I've got to be willing to go there and face the challenges that are there and not need to attack another person. I'm thinking of Martin Luther King. Remember, he said, I had a dream. He didn't say I had a nightmare. He didn't need to attack what was not right. He had a vision. This is where we're going, and that's what we want to do. My dad taught me that you don't need to make another wrong to live what's right for you. You've got to be willing to, express who you are, be courageous enough to make your statement and say, this is who I am, and this is where I'm going, and this is what it is I have learned. And when people are challenged, it's like there's a saying that says, there are no atheists in the foxhole. It's just, there's none there. They're all turning to something higher, and we have all hit that spot where we have been squeezed, we're being pushed, and we're turning over. And what I learned from my dad is when he doesn't have my hand, like the pictures with Trevor, he has my back. My dad always had my back. And Spirit has our back. And when we can't see it, it's up to us to know that Spirit is there. And as I begin to share the gift that I have discovered in this solo time, I find Spirit moving. My dad, he was part of a 12-step program, Alcoholics Anonymous, for the last 34 years of his life. And, I just watched my dad mentor other people over those years. And what I learned is you don't need degrees. It's those who have been on this hero's journey that have learned through experience that if you want to lose weight, you go to someone who has had the experience of fighting that. If someone has maneuvered their way out of an abusive kind of relationship, this is an individual that has like real information. And this is what the mentoring, this is what we have to bring back is our real vulnerable self. This is what it is we have to share. And as we are opening ourselves, my dad, he never told me, son, this is how you're supposed to live your life. What he did is he lived his life and let me see it. And I'll tell you, my dad was my hero. And anybody who doesn't believe in heroes just doesn't know my dad. Because I think every day, raising Trevor, if I could just be a little bit more like my dad, how good that would be for my son. And so I draw upon that. That's something my dad is and still is through me. And I've had my challenges and I've had my difficulties, but I continue to bring to you guys my journey and what it is I see and what I continue to know. And I will continue to stand here at the highest level of holding that light and the greater possibilities and the sense of healing and wholeness, because all of us are doing this thing called life, and we stumble, we have our difficulties, our follies, and we need to forgive ourselves, we need to forgive others, and to realize, we need to be gentle and tender with one another, particularly now, for we have come out into this world, and a little odd here and there, but the energy is changing. And we are coming together. The divisiveness and the fighting is out. We're not here to fight our way through. What we're doing is we're birthing the higher level that we have learned along this path from second grade to third grade, from learning how to ride the bike and fall to being able to fly. It is all part of our evolutionary process that we are going through. And when you come through it, you understand all the slicing, dicing, and sauteing, and currying, and scurrying that was going on. It all tends to make sense in 20/20 hindsight, in retro perspection. But the key is, can you believe it when one door closes and realize it's not a bad thing, but rather it's an invitation for you to find something more just outside your comfort zone that is good for your life, good for those that are around you, and good for this world. Because as a planet, we're coming out of a very closed down time, and it's collaboration, cooperation, and coming together as one human family that is going to make this era different than the last. God bless us as we're pushed into our new purpose.
As we bring Margaret Owens back to our stage.
Excellent job, my brother. I am asking my beloved Rebecca J. to join me on this song. It is, at this point, going to be the finale of the musical that I wrote about Rosemary Kennedy, who was the brother. She was the sister of John F. Kennedy and Eunice Kennedy Shriver. And it chronicles her life as told by Eunice. And this is the closing song. Eunice goes off to launch the Special Olympics. And so that's about all you need to know for this. So, but anyway, this is it. Okay. I feel an urging. I hear a call. It's bigger than I am, though it started small. There must be a reason for all we've been through. So grace
will pray with my feet moving as I construe this vision that's calling me toward what's mine to do. There's something evolving and my fears dissolving. I promise you I will not tire. For as I grow older, I'm stronger and bolder. And where our hearts are open, the world is on fire. I see potential I never dreamed of. And just watch as I harness the power of love as I charge and I challenge and change a worldview with this vision that's calling me toward what's mine
Margaret Owens,
Musical expression for sure. And oh my goodness, I bet you don't find too many musical directors to sing that song with. Yeah, so how fun you do. And you brought your hubby, Eric, man. Good to see you hanging out together. Happy Father's Day. How old's your kid? 4. Oh my goodness. That's a that's a lot. Yeah, that's not possible. That's it. I'm trying to calculate. It just didn't work. So anyway, thank you. Rebecca, bless you for stepping in and just making everything sound so good. And so let's see. Hey, it's a collection. This is the first day since March 15th of a year and a half ago that we have been able to or have chosen to pass the collection baskets, and it is truly an exciting moment here at Seaside. And so I want to call our ushers forward, but I also want to give a big shout out to all of you that are here and you at home. Everybody's been at home a lot in this last year and a half, and you have continued to support this community without ever passing this traditional way of doing things. Look at you guys. It has been so long since I have seen you up here. And thank you to every one of you who have continued to support this community
in generous and beyond kind of ways that allowed us to come through this era
in our history. And so thank you. You at home, I mean, you have been the stable, the rocks. So, and those have been part of the auto tithe program, that regular, systematic just gift that has come from you, whether you were here or not. It's been profound. And so I want to share this prayer of gratitude, and then we'll do our affirmation, our abundance affirmation together. So it's just so fun. I'm just grinning today. And I hope at home all these emotions is transferring out to you. It's magical here. And I just step into the magic and the wonder that is multidimensional, that it is here, it is there, it is everywhere, because it is God. You know, I seek my good, and my good is my God. You know, God is my good, and it expresses right here. And it is in this moment, I am that affluent flow of life. I am
that abundance that Spirit is expressing in this human domain, for we're dealing with the infinite potential, forever seeking expression. And as each of us becomes that conduit, we allow ourselves to declare through our
action the level in which we are playing in this reciprocating universe. The attraction just continues to magnetize and magnify and multiply itself as our very experience. And so as we give with a sense of joy, we find the joyful expression of God supporting that which is in our heart and our soul. And it's not that it throws out the script. It just allows its vision of the greater possibility of what is near and dear and true to your heart. So no longer dealing with and living in a fear and a constraint and an anxiety, I allow myself to expand to the affluent flow of good and to be that conduit through which it pours forth into expression. So I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for recognizing that this is my moment of choice, and I choose to be an abundant expression of the infinite. And so it is. Amen. And together let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Go. Yeah, those are the guys from Seaside. Bob, yeah, I know. Well, we got to work out the bugs. Next week, we'll bring the basket up on the stage and we'll bless it. Forgot to tell our ushers, that's what we do. But so we bless it, just filled with the love and the grace and the glory and the good of God that is poured forth from our hearts. And I know that the giver is enriched by the love that has been shared with this community. And synergistically, we're uplifted this day as the tribe returns. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, each of you. Guys from Seaside, Bob Mathis blowing that horn. There's Harley on the bass, Jerry on the drums, and there is Max on the Paul Lloyd Warner piano. Musendorfer, nice job. Speaking of nice job, there's Margaret Owens, our first guest artist, setting up a sales table in a year and a half. So say hello to her on the way out. And Rebecca, bless you. And if you haven't voted, and even if you have, vote Rebecca, best video and best song in San Diego this year. You've got until the end of the month, and you can find the link to that on our website. So just go to that, and it's right there. We're pulling for you and praying. So it's a powerful message. And giving us sound today, Matthew, thank you very much. Next to him is Marv, moving and flowing with however I come up with things. Did I even remember Ernest Holmes' quote this service? No, I had such a good Ernest Holmes quote, and I forgot it. Yeah, you can put it up there while I talk. You guys can read it. It's good. And I was talking about the frenzy and the artist and all that stuff I was going to put in there, but okay. Anyway, I'm getting lost. I digressed. I'm sorry. Tim behind that camera. We got Edward behind that camera, and soloing it on the editing or the switching today is Tom Scholar in our editing room. So nice job with that. What's going on? Flowers, beautiful. Hattie. Lee, you want to stand up? We just want to say, no, you don't. Yes, you do. There you go. Lee, thank you so much. Beautiful flowers. I know it's for the sold-out sound meditation tomorrow night, but you got it in here today to honor the solstice, which today is, but I'm sure it was for Father's Day. So we get it all together, all in one, so thank you for sure. Anyway, lots going on at Seaside. You heard all about it. Wednesday night, we have Dr. Christina doing the midweek service. You just click on. I understand it's going to be going live before too long. Next Sunday, if you're interested in participating with our youth program, and I want all of you, I want us to fill up that park and see Rena and let her say, no, you're going to be there. She's your board president. She's also a mom. I just want to see you up here more on the stage. You're just so fun to watch, and we just want to see more of you, okay? Okay, anyway, I'm going to pray. You know, healing is what it's been all about. And I want to say thank you to Sorensen D.D, our lead practitioner that is here today. Maybe in the near future, we'll be having the practitioners that are present to stand so we can feel that upliftment and that energy. But I know that as they watch and are available after service for prayer, you just link on to the prayer room on our website. You can have a private prayer with a practitioner that's waiting for you. These are the individuals that continue to hold the light in a time of doubt. We're the ones who said, what are you going to do with your life now that you are healed? The ones who cannot be swayed into doubting and believing that the human condition prevailed over the divine perfection of our being. That this moment of return waited. That spirit on the other side of pushing us on a bike when I didn't know how to ride knew the joy, the glory, the fun that awaited pushing through this tenuous moment. There's
an infinite intelligence that's moving, and grooving, and expressing right here. It's a freedom.
It's a soul expression. It is the very life of life. That's the thing about life. It is alive. And in that aliveness comes messiness and challenges. But it's alive. It's dynamic. It is powerful. And so I learned to trust. Even when I can't see spirit or feel like I'm old in hand, I know that I am one with. For I am of the divine nature. For that's all it had to create of itself, was that God nature. That is the truth of my nature, your nature. That is who we are. Spirit expressing at the level in which we have chosen to believe is our truth. And life just perfectly, mechanically reciprocates back into our world. And so it's in this moment I know that I have been squeezed, pushed into the next opportunity of a grander, freer expression of the emerging self.
That is what these challenges haven't been meant to close us down, but open us up, but awaken.
And so any of those challenges that might be the experience in this moment in our life, they're the human experience. It's what is going on. We need not make it wrong or fight it, but recognize that it is no longer the spiritual truth of my being and cast a new frequency. We're entering into a new energetic frequency. And leave behind. I don't have to fight it. I leave it behind.
I birth. That's something greater that is seeking to express itself
in my availability. It is life, it is abundance, it is joy, it is creative. I trust the self-expression. I bring it into my life, into my partnership, into that which I do in this world. For all that I am is spirit expressing, and I trust this more and more. And healing happens, transformation unfolds, old falls away.
Newness is birth, the battles we fight begin to dissolve. And I find that what
they've done has led me to a greater state of trust and faith, compassion, conviction. And so I forgive myself in the process for any of the stumbles or the heavy thoughts that I have taken on. I forgive others for any of the trespasses I feel upon myself. But I learn and realize and recognize the gift, and healing happens. That's what happens when we are activated by the God vibration. Anything unlike it cannot stick with the frequency or the vibrational field of our physical body or our energetic body. And the emotions are made whole. The body is restored. The relationships are magical. The finances are expansive. We live with a sense of ease and grace and freedom, security and deep peace. These are the natural states of being for the creative aspect of spirit. And so, I know every prayer request that has been brought forth to our community is now fulfilled. I have so much conviction for all the years of demonstrable expressions of God manifesting in grand and glorious ways in the requestees' lives, though so often is greater than what was expected. The unfoldment was a little bit different, but rich with soul revelation. So I stand on this day of jubilation, the Jubilee that got cast 156 years ago on June 19th, 1865. It was the beginning of an unfolding rumble of inalienable rights for all brothers and sisters upon this planet. And on this national holiday, Juneteenth, we stand as a witness to the first federal declared, said there was something not right. And we are no longer going to bury history. We're going to stand in the light, forgive, love, understand, feel the anger and the pain, recognize, and walk together in the new chapter, knowing there's always a little bit more, always some more. So trusting the unfolding, I say thank you, whether on the national level or the personal level. I come to know God as me, in me, is me. As I seek my good is God. God is my good. For God is in and through all things, and this I am grateful for. So in the midst of that closed door or that sense of being pushed, I come to discover a greater state of expression. I bring this to the world with a confidence, with an assurance, with a sense of worth. For it's all God, and it is worthy. So I let go to this. I trust it. I believe it with an unshakable conviction. The divine right action unfolds right here, right now, as our very experience this day, this moment, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. I believe and I know the Spirit of God, and my heart is open wide. I'm only here for God, so no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the
God lessons I have received. Together, I am grateful for the God lessons I have received. Touch your heart and say it again. I am grateful for the God lessons I have received. And one more time, like it's your truth, it's your good. I am grateful for the God lessons that I have received. And our song of grace.
In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor our truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Have a wonderful week, Seaside. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.